Officials allowed her the moment to get the emotions out of her, and some officials wouldn't do that.
Did you
Yeah, I
upset
got
you?
named right in the quad. Like, that hurts. Like, the ref can't miss that. And then I have to play with a contusion in my leg the rest of the game. Like, it's ridiculous.
If the NBA is going to review calls, you're saying the WNBA can review calls and act retroactive.
Welcome back, everyone. Buckle up, because today's story is one of the most talked about topics in the basketball world right now. I've got a very interesting and informative video for you. So without wasting any more time, let's jump straight into it. Over the past several weeks, Caitlin Clark has been at the center of intense physical play, constant scrutiny, and countless headlines. Fans have watched her battle through hard fouls, return from injury under a strict minutes restriction, and continue competing despite dealing with a lingering back issue that forced her to miss 5 games. Throughout that stretch, Clark has done everything her coaching staff asked of her, showing up whenever she was medically cleared to play. Then, on July 15, 2026, another controversial moment unfolded during a game when Clark collided with Kia Stokes, went down near the basket stanchion, and the sequence immediately sparked debate among fans over whether a foul should have been called. The officials allowed play to continue, and the incident quickly spread across social media, where basketball fans argued over the contact and the consistency of officiating throughout the season. If you appreciate content like this, consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 93% of viewers still haven't subscribed. It's completely free, only takes a second, and it helps support the channel more than you know. So, have you subscribed already? Awesome. Thank you so much for your support. Now, let's get back to today's story.
With Stokes that made you upset, and then you hopped into the back.
Quad. Like, that hurts. Like, the ref can't miss that. And then I have to play with a contusion in my leg the rest of the game. Like, it's ridiculous. Can't miss calls like that.
Did they give you an explanation right after when you
She
went up
said
to him?
I initiated the contact. Which is fine. You can't knee me in the leg, knock me over.
According to the account being discussed, the same referee later told Caitlin Clark that she had initiated the contact on the play. After finishing the basket, Clark went down holding her leg, got back to her feet with a noticeable limp, and believed she had received no whistle despite the physical sequence. Frustrated by what she felt was another missed call, she reacted the way many fans watching from home imagined they would. Clark walked directly toward the official, raised her fist in frustration, and cameras appeared to capture her loudly expressing her disagreement. Her message was clear. She believed she had been fouled multiple times on the play and wanted the officials to acknowledge it. The emotional exchange immediately became one of the biggest talking points of the game, fueling another round of debate over the physical treatment she has received and the consistency of officiating throughout the season.
The level of physicality that obviously compromised her availability last season where she missed a few games. There is a palpable resentment towards this girl where you have people who are resenting of her star power and her cachet. And as a result, if they have an opportunity to go at her, they're going to.
In front of more than 17,000 fans, the emotional moment quickly became one of the night's biggest storylines. Frustrated after the no call, Caitlin Clark openly voiced her disagreement with the officiating, expressing the same frustration many supporters felt while watching the sequence unfold. Instead of acknowledging that the play might have been missed, the official's response was directed toward Clark herself, issuing a warning rather than revisiting the contact that had just occurred. For many fans following the game, that exchange became the most controversial part of the night, adding even more fuel to the ongoing debate about officiating standards and how physical plays involving Clark have been handled throughout the season.
NBA is putting itself well in the category of the WWE, where you don't really talk about the games. You talk about all the stupid stuff that's surrounded. They're also trying to make Alyssa Thompson a victim for the throat punch heard around the world of Caitlin.
After the game, Fever head coach Stephanie White was asked about the controversial no call and the explanation her team had received from the officials. White said she had been told that Caitlin Clark was considered the player who initiated the contact, but she stopped short of saying much more, carefully choosing her words. They said Caitlin made the initial contact, White explained, before adding that she was trying to avoid being fined. Instead, she returned to the point she has emphasized throughout the season, that all the team is asking for is consistency in how games are officiated. For White, the the bigger concern wasn't just one disputed call. It was watching her franchise player absorb another physical collision, go down holding her leg, limp off the floor, briefly head to the locker room, and then return to play 26 minutes despite already managing lingering physical issues earlier in the season. Her comments once again shifted the conversation from a single play to the broader issue of consistent officiating and player protection.
To the official after that play, Caitlin got kneed in the quad and hopped off for a sec. Did they give you an explanation for the no color and how she did it?
No, they said Caitlin initiated the contact.
That's all they did.
That's all they said. She seems to always be initiating the contact.
Yeah, you mentioned Caitlin always seems to initiate the contact. Just what did you see in the officiating overall tonight, or just in general?
Chloe, I'm trying to not get fined. Again, all I'll say is that we just keep asking for consistency.
Anything else? All right, we'll end it there.
Additionally, White said after the game that Clark always seems to be viewed as the player making the first move, a comment that many in the media interpreted as subtle sarcasm aimed at the officiating. White made it clear she was trying to avoid saying anything that could lead to another fine, but her message still resonated. That, in many people's eyes, is the heart of the issue. It also wasn't the first time she had voiced frustration. Back on June 24th, Stephanie White stood at the podium after another controversial game and described one sequence as outrageous and insane, making it clear she believed her team, and particularly Caitlin Clark, was not receiving consistent treatment from officials. Without directly escalating the criticism this time, White once again emphasized that all the Fever are asking for is fairness and consistency from game to game.
Aware of what happened 2 nights ago? And that still happens?
What?
Absolutely unacceptable.
No, she didn't, dude.
Absolutely
You just
unacceptable.
cursed?
And the reckless closeout that they actually reviewed, and the foot still comes down on top of the defender's foot that wasn't upgraded? Absolutely disrespectful.
During one post-game press conference earlier in the season, Stephanie White repeatedly described the Alyssa Thomas incident as completely unacceptable, making it clear she believed the level of physical play had crossed the line. Now, after another controversial sequence involving Caitlin Clark, many fans interpreted White's carefully worded response as carrying a hint of frustration beneath the surface. While avoiding comments that could result in another league fine, White suggested that Clark always seems to be viewed as the player initiating contact, despite a play in which Clark went down after contact to her leg on her home court. To many supporters, the contrast between White's earlier forceful criticism and her more restrained comments after this incident highlighted the difficult position coaches face when addressing officiating while trying to avoid further disciplinary action from the league.
I believe there's been a failure on the part of some people to appreciate the mantra of a rising tide lifts all boats. Ride this cash cow till the wheels come off. They did it in the NBA with Magic Johnson. They did it ultimately with Michael Jordan. You know, that's how you do this. You find somebody that just galvanizes folks and ingratiates themselves with the public at large in such a way where everywhere they go and whatever they do, everybody wants.
Many supporters felt that the situation reflected a failure to adequately protect the team's biggest star. In their view, Clark addressed the incident more directly than anyone else after the game. Speaking with reporters, she said the contact was directly to her quadriceps, explained that it was painful, and questioned how the officials could have missed the play. Clark added that she had to finish the rest of the game while dealing with a painful bruise on her leg, calling the situation absurd. Her message was straightforward. In her opinion, players should not be knocked to the floor or kneed in the leg without a whistle, and she believed the contact should have been penalized. Those comments quickly became another focal point in the ongoing debate surrounding officiating, player safety, and the physical style of play throughout the season.
This particular situation, I thought that the last official should have been able to catch that. I was actually watching this game and I was like, oh, wow, that was a bit much. So in that moment, I thought that the official missed the call. I'm not surprised that the league went back and fined Alyssa Thomas.
Many fans argued that there was no need for sarcasm or carefully chosen wording. They simply wanted an honest explanation of what happened on the court and why the officials allowed the play to continue without a whistle. From the opening tip, the Golden State Valkyries, widely regarded as one of the WNBA's strongest defensive teams, made life difficult for Caitlin Clark with relentless ball pressure and physical defense. Indiana quickly fell behind 12-2 as Golden State dictated the tempo early, putting the Fever in a difficult position during a game they badly needed after slipping out of sole possession of first place in the Eastern Conference. Clark struggled to find her rhythm in the opening half, finishing the first 2 quarters with just 2 points while shooting 1-4-5 from the field, as the Valkyries' defensive intensity limited both her scoring opportunities and Indiana's offensive flow.
Isn't bullying, like, let's look at the NBA. Bullying on the court is a thing that has happened before.
It is a rite of passage, and it is a sign of respect. And for someone who doesn't know the game, for you to use certain words, we've got to be careful with our words. She's not getting beaten. She's not being bullied. No one's pulling her hair. No one's telling her she can't come out and play with them. That is a sign of respect. If I go at you because you're supposed to be a superstar, you're supposed to take it. Ask LeBron. Ask Michael Jordan. Ask the greats. It's a sign of respect. No one's bullying.
And when she gets asked,
Indiana responded with a huge 17-4 run in the third quarter to erase the deficit and briefly seize control of the game. During that stretch, Caitlin Clark delivered one of the night's most memorable highlights. She came up with a steal, pushed the ball up the floor, missed a 3-point attempt, chased down her own rebound, and then fired a dazzling behind-the-back pass to Aaliyah Boston for an open basket, bringing the crowd to its feet. It was another reminder of the impact Clark can have even when her shot isn't falling. Despite dealing with a lingering back issue, a painful quad contusion, playing under a minute's restriction, and shooting just 15.8% from 3 over her previous 3 games, she continued to influence the game with her playmaking, hustle, and ability to create opportunities for her teammates when Indiana needed a spark.
Now we're being painted as thugs and there's death threats out on us. So it's really unacceptable. It's something that needs to change in this league, and I'm just really excited.
Even on a difficult shooting night, Caitlin Clark continued to impact the game in other ways, helping spark Indiana's comeback with an explosive stretch late in the third quarter. However, the momentum quickly shifted as Golden State answered with another strong run, erasing the Fever's advantage and taking control heading into the final period. The fourth quarter proved disastrous for Indiana, and by the final buzzer the Valkyries had secured an 88-75 victory. The loss dropped the Fever to 14-10, leaving them tied with the Atlanta Dream for first place in the Eastern Conference, while Golden State improved to 18-7. Clark finished with 13 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds, shooting 4 of 14 from the field and 1 of 8 from three-point range. Indiana's problems extended beyond Clark's shooting struggles, as an unsuccessful coach's challenge cost the Fever a timeout, and Golden State capitalized on Indiana's first-half turnovers, turning 11 giveaways into 11 valuable points.
I do think that there is a thing called pretty privilege. There is a thing called white privilege. There is a thing called tall privilege. And we have to acknowledge that. And so part of it is about race, because if you think about the Brittany Griners of the world, you know, why did she have to go to play in Russia?
They wouldn't pay her.
Because they wouldn't pay her.
Because they wouldn't pay her.
And we have grown-ass men and women out here doing whatever they can to try to make sure that does not happen. That is the weirdest thing in the world, but it is what it is, and I'm glad that Caitlin has a great head on her.
During an injury-filled 2025 season in which she appeared in just 13 games, Caitlin Clark dealt with 2 separate quad contusions, making Wednesday night's sequence even more concerning for those who have followed her recovery. After taking another hit to the same area, Clark briefly headed to the locker room before returning to finish the game, logging 26 minutes despite the discomfort. Although she later said she was not overly concerned about the leg, many Fever fans understood why any quad injury immediately raises alarms, recalling the missed games and frustrating setbacks that limited her previous season. Clark now has 5 technical fouls this year, with an automatic suspension looming at 8, and many observers noted that despite her emotional exchange with the referee after the no call, she received only a warning rather than another technical. With back-to-back home games against the Seattle Storm on Friday and the New York Liberty on Saturday, Clark admitted before the Valkyries matchup that she was already uncertain about her availability for the demanding schedule. Now, adding a fresh quad contusion to a back that is still recovering has only increased concern about her health heading into a crucial stretch of the season and with the All-Star break approaching. The controversy has also reignited debate over officiating consistency and player protection across the league. Whether you agree with the calls or not, one thing is certain: Moments like these continue to fuel passionate discussion among fans, analysts, and players alike. Now it's your turn. Do you think the officials handled this game correctly? Should the WNBA make changes to improve consistency in officiating? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every one of them. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss the latest WNBA news, Caitlin Clark updates, and the biggest basketball stories. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.